The vast expanse of space shimmered like a cosmic canvas painted with stars and nebulae. Humanity's fragile blue planet hung in the void, seemingly insignificant against the backdrop of galactic empires that had long since mastered interstellar travel. For centuries, Earth had been dismissed as irrelevant, a primitive backwater world incapable of competing on the grand stage of space warfare. The alien races of the Coalition, the Vryn, the Xarnith Collective, and the insectoid Zix had all but written humanity off as too weak, too fragile, too human to pose any real threat. But they were wrong. Captain Leora Venn stared at the holographic display aboard the Eclipse Vanguard, humanity's flagship vessel. Her sharp green eyes scanned the tactical readouts, her jaw tightening as she processed the data streaming in from reconnaissance drones. The Coalition fleet loomed on the edge of Sol system, their warships bristling with plasma cannons and quantum disruptors. They outnumbered Earth's forces 3-1, and their arrogance was palpable, even over encrypted comms. "Captain," said Lieutenant Arun Patel, his voice steady but laced with tension, "their lead commander just transmitted another ultimatum: surrender or face annihilation." Leora snorted, leaning back in her chair. "Let them try. We've got something. They're not expecting this time." Aaron hesitated, glancing toward the reinforced doors behind which the true secret of humanity's defense lay hidden. "Do you think they're ready? I mean, they're still so new." "They don't have a choice," Leora replied, her tone firm. "Neither do we. 3 years earlier, humanity had made a discovery that would change everything. An ancient artifact buried deep beneath the ice of Europa. It wasn't just technology, it was knowledge. The artifact contained schematics for genetic augmentation, detailing how to enhance human physiology far beyond its natural limits. At first, scientists believed it to be a gift from some benevolent precursor race. But as research progressed, darker truths emerged. This wasn't charity. It was a weaponization protocol designed for survival in hostile environments, and humanity needed every advantage it could get. Project Aegis was born, a classified initiative to create super soldiers capable of matching and surpassing the physical and mental capabilities of the galaxy's most formidable warriors. Volunteers poured in by the thousands, driven by patriotism, desperation, or both. Among them was Sergeant Elias Kane, a decorated Marine who had lost his entire squad during the Coalition's first incursion into Earth's orbit. When he signed up, he knew there was no turning back. The process was brutal. Months of surgeries, gene therapies, and neural implants pushed each candidate to the brink of death, and sometimes beyond. Those who survived emerged transformed. Their muscles rippled with enhanced strength, their reflexes operated faster than thought itself, and their minds processed information at speeds rivaling artificial intelligences. But more importantly, they retained their humanity, their drive, their compassion, their will to fight for something greater than themselves. Now, as the Coalition fleet advanced, the Aegis soldiers stood ready, clad in sleek black combat suits. Lined with adaptive nanomaterials, they gathered in the hangar bay of the Eclipse Vanguard. Each one radiated quiet confidence, their presence commanding respect even from the hardened crew members preparing their drop pods. Elias stood at the center, his piercing gray eyes scanning the faces of his comrades. He clenched his fists, feeling the hum of power coursing through his veins. "This is it," he said, his voice calm yet charged with intensity. "For decades, they've called us weak, fragile, inferior. Today, we prove them wrong." A chorus of affirmations echoed around him. These weren't ordinary soldiers. They were living legends in the making. The battle began without warning. The Coalition unleashed a barrage of missiles and energy beams, lighting up the darkness of space with fiery explosions. Human ships returned fire. but their conventional weapons barely scratched the surface of the enemy's heavily armored vessels. Panic rippled through the ranks of Earth's defenders as the invaders pressed forward, their confidence unshaken. Then came the counterattack. From the shadows of the asteroid belt, dozens of drop pods streaked toward the heart of the coalition fleet. Inside each pod was an Aegis soldier, their bodies primed for combat. As the pods breached the hulls of enemy ships, alarms blared across the coalition network. Boarding parties? Impossible. No human could survive such conditions. What happened next defied belief. Elias landed in the belly of a Xarnith dreadnought, his suit absorbing the impact effortlessly. Around him, his teammates emerged from their pods, moving with precision and purpose. Plasma bolts ricocheted harmlessly off their shields, while their own weapons, phase rifles reverse-engineered from captured tech, cut through alien armor like paper. The Xarnith tried to retaliate, but their blows landed uselessly against the augmented humans, who moved faster than their senses could track. One by one, the dreadnought's systems went dark. By the time Elias reached the bridge, the remaining Xarnith officers surrendered without a fight. Word spread quickly among the coalition fleet. These humans weren't normal. They were monsters. Across the battlefield, similar scenes unfolded. Aegis squads infiltrated and dismantled key targets, crippling the coalition's command structure. Meanwhile, Earth's fleet capitalized on the chaos, launching coordinated strikes that decimated the invaders' numerical superiority. For every step the coalition took, humanity countered with overwhelming force and ingenuity. Back aboard the Eclipse Vanguard, Captain Leora watched the tide turn with a mixture of awe and pride. She turned to Lieutenant Aaron, who was monitoring the feeds from the Aegis teams. "How are they doing?" she asked. Aaron grinned. "Better than anyone could have imagined. They're unstoppable." By the time the dust settled, the coalition fleet was in full retreat. What had started as a hopeless siege ended in a stunning victory for Earth. News of the Aegis soldiers spread across the galaxy, striking fear into the hearts of those who once mocked humanity's fragility. But for Elias and his comrades, the fight was far from over. They had proven their worth, but the galaxy was vast, and threats lurked in every corner. As Elias gazed out at the stars from the viewport of the Eclipse Vanguard, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. Humanity might have started as underdogs, but they had risen to become something extraordinary. And if the galaxy thought this was the end, they were sorely mistaken. Because when faced with extinction, humanity didn't break. It adapted. It evolved. It fought back, and it won.